Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Predators by Tony J. Forder, narrated by Andy Cresswell. Chapter 1. In Detective Sergeant Royston Chase's opinion, there were three different kinds of dicks in the world. Dicks who behave like arseholes, arseholes who behave like dicks, and the third, and by far the most despicable of the trio, the kind of dick that forces you to leave the warmth and comfort of your own home to attend a scene of crime on your day off when the weather is doing its best to break the spirit of even the most enthusiastic abominable snowman. Today, Superintendent Waddington was that dick. The storm blew in hard across Churhill Down. Thick clumps of snow the size of small rocks obscured vision beyond a dozen yards or so. A dense copse provided some respite at least, its skeletal branches garbed in white winter apparel. The detective leaned into a boisterous flurry as he picked his way between the scattering of trees, head down, gloved hands rammed deep into the pockets of his fleece-lined jacket. He'd pulled the hood up and drawn it tight around his face the moment he stepped out of his car, not caring if he looked like Kenny from South Park. His thoughts were focused more on his reason for being out in such unpleasant weather than the freezing wind doing its damnedest to force a brass monkey to strike out in search of a welder. Aristotle once suggested that to appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it was necessary to stand out in the cold. Chase wondered if the Greek philosopher had ever frozen his arse off on a Wiltshire hillside in a blizzard prior to summoning up that particular piece of free-thinking bullshit. Following a path denoted by a series of green flags whose tall poles strained beneath the force of the squall, Chase entered the area with caution. He didn't want to stumble blindly outside the permitted boundary lines. Other than the route in and out of the scene itself, there was clearly an awful lot of the thicket yet to be searched. Scott Buchan, the crime scene manager, waited for him beneath a wide awning attached to a crime scene tent. The canopy was three-sided, shielding those who ventured inside from the worst of the weather. Buchan had also snuggled into a heavy winter jacket, which he wore over his forensic suit, its hood pulled down, an elasticated cap wrapped over his head. He stood alongside DC Claire Laney, Chase's colleague. The CSI looked up at his approach, face grim and flushed the colour of raw liver from the biting chill. "Don't tell me," Chase said through chattering.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?